You're listening to the Claret and Big Blue podcast on the Pass the Gravy Podcast Network.
Who do you think you are? I am!
Goat's vagina, that thing was huge.
You said that, not me.
Just come up, taken away by Wicks. Let's see it! Oh, it's glorious!
Play action. Over the middle. Touchdown, Giants.
Give me a hell yeah!
And we are live.
We'll do it live!
Welcome everyone to Claret and Big Blue, probably the only podcast on the internet dedicated to West Ham United and the New York Giants. That's right. Football and football. Balls for everyone taste. I did some finger snapping there just to mix it up.
Like it.
My name is Mike Fish and I am joined as always by Mr. Alex Middleton. Alex, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's good to have our sports back. We had preseason football kicking off and West Ham kicking off the Premier League season. I'm stoked. It's a good time of year.
Spoiler alert, we continued as we left off, crushing the Premier League.
Mm-hmm. Elite.
We're
We're an elite team now.
We are. We've got coming up. We're going to talk about a little bit of the Giants, obviously their preseason game, some trades, some cuts, and all that good stuff, and obviously then we're going to get into the West Ham game because that was actually competitive. Before we get in though, weekend plans. Did you get anything interesting this weekend? Did you do anything fun, or was it just sports?
Had like a nice little pool day. Nice little pool day on Saturday. Got kind of drunk. Fell asleep during Jungle Cruise. It was wild.
Wait, you got drunk?
Didn't go see it.
Didn't
go see it. It was like a friend rented it, and then we all just passed out because we were drinking all day at the pool.
Is Jungle Cruise one of those movies that's like available early on like DP?
I don't know. She just kind of threw it on, and I was like, all right.
Or was it one of those illegal streams?
I don't think it was an illegal stream.
Did the quality look good? The quality looked good.
I thought so, from what I saw, which was about like the first 30 minutes.
And then what, did you just too drunk to remember, or did you black out?
I just woke up. Like, and, oh, wow, that movie was over.
So that was that, a Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday.
So it sounds like we had relatively similar Saturdays, which was nice.
You watched Jungle Cruise too? What'd you think?
I did not watch
The
Jungle
Rock
Cruise.
did it again.
So I went out daytime drinking, and I got a little bit carried away, shall we say. I remember...
It was opening weekend of the Premier League, dude. Like, you can justify that as anything.
So last thing I remember is being in the Uber, going home, and then scene missing, as they say, in those movies.
Uh-huh.
And next thing I know, I wake up in bed with a text message from my landlord saying, "Oh, I think you've ordered some dinner and it's sitting outside." Oh, shit. So I went downstairs thinking, what the fuck is going on? And there was a big bag of Outback waiting for me. Thank you, drunk Mike. Thank you. And so
That's a great idea.
So I had that, and it was great.
How long had it been sitting there?
It'd been sitting there about 10 minutes, so it wasn't like perfect, but it was still warm. It was good. But I was still slightly drunk, so the warm steak, fries, and the mash was...
Yeah, who cares?
It wasn't a beautiful sight, but there you go. It was fun! And then woke up Sunday morning and watched our glorious West Ham United. But before we get in, because that's going to be the main part.
That's what the people are talking about.
Let's just go over what's been happening with the Giants. Obviously, they lost against the Jets preseason.
Who cares? Doesn't mean anything. Preseason means nothing. Daniel didn't even play. Clayton Thorson, he's not our guy. You know what? Like, I don't care. I don't want to get anybody injured.
Well, speaking of that,
but we did have people injured, and I'm not happy with it. But like, thank God it wasn't Danny. Thank God it wasn't Saquon.
But it was, as the aforementioned Clayton Thorson got a concussion, and he's out.
Not Danny. T's and
He's
P's
out.
his way, but he's not Danny.
Because Giants replaced him with, I'm not going to, I had to write this down, and I'm still struggling. Ryan Lewicki? So he's now quarterback number 3, so he's obviously going to get a bunch of playtime this season, so that's obviously very
No, he's
important.
not. We don't talk like that. He's not going to get any playing time. Danny's going to take every snap.
I don't even know.
We don't want to put that. We don't want to put that into the air, you know.
Although if anyone's just listening to the audio version, they might not have been able to know that I was being facetious. So good call, Alex. Good call.
Right.
Got my back.
Positive vibes only for this team.
Oh, yes, it's the first time you're joining us. If you are watching this, as they say on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. No, hit the bell so you get notifications. But also, if you are watching this for the first time, we are a positive podcast. Positive thoughts only.
Very positive vibes only for our teams, and then negative vibes to everybody else's team.
And it's been, spoiler alert, it's been working very well.
I'd say so.
Podcast. Other trades. So we had 3 people cut. I only had 3 written down. So we got
Alfred Morris is probably the biggest one, I would say. But I mean, we got a pretty loaded backfield. I mean, not really like loaded. Like I would say we have a decent amount of talent on it. Saquon being number 1, but it was a crowded running back room, So they had to kind of thin the herd out there. And Alfred Morris, unfortunately, is just part of that.
Yeah, because I mentioned it to someone on the Twitter, in the Twitter sphere, that I was kind of surprised. Not only just because, obviously, running backs, we've got a bunch. So he was like 3rd or 4th down in line. So it's not that shocking that we needed to cut weight. He went. The only reason I was kind of surprised was that, because I did read, I wasn't going mad, that he just signed a new contract like a week or 2 ago. So I just thought, if they want to cut him. But I was just wondering, is there any gossip there? Is there any, is there something
I don't
interesting
know.
going on there?
Maybe it was like Joe Judge, for all the shit he gets, I feel like he seems like he's like a guy that's got like a system. And if you fit in that system, like he's a Belichick dude. So it's like if you fit in that system, then you fit in that system. I'm not saying he is Belichick. I know that everybody else that's kind of followed Belichick hasn't really worked out so well. But I think that like he sees what he wants in you. And if you don't perform, like Kelvin Benjamin gave him a shot. I don't think he saw what he wanted out of Kelvin Benjamin. He cut him. It was a bigger deal than it was. Like there's people that it's like, if you don't fit the system, then it's just not going to work. And maybe that was kind of, even though Morris had been with us last year, that was kind of out of a necessity. I think we've done a good job kind of adding some depth in the backfield. And maybe it's just Joe Judge was like, for what I'm trying to run offensively, maybe Jason Garrett, hopefully Joe Judge also had a say in it, was just like, this is what I want.
Yeah. No, but shout out to the Alfred Morris. So he stepped in, like I said, out of necessity. We was going very thin on running backs, and I thought he did an okay job when he stepped in. I think we did mention him
behind the offensive line
season.
that was kind of slowly coming together.
Like I think he scored a couple of touchdowns.
Yeah.
So good for him. So I'm sure he'll find his way somewhere else. Then John Mara had some things to say to the press. Nothing super groundbreaking. When he was asked whether what's his face, big fatty guy, oh my god, the GM.
I'll let you figure this. Dave Gettleman.
Dave Gettleman. I was
going to let you figure it out. I thought you almost had it.
It reminds me of Kettle. That's all I was going with. That Kettle.
Kettle.
Okay. Where he was he's on the hot seat. Is he on the hot seat? And John Mara very diplomatically said, I think we all are under the hot seat. But then he was like, but I would like us to actually have a winning season. That would be nice. So maybe it was I'm supporting you, but I have an eye on you, young man.
I mean, Gettleman, I think he was under a lot of heat going into last season, and I think his draft class last season speaks for itself. Joe Judge was able to kind of, after they struggled early on in the season, they had 6 wins. I don't fucking care. Like, there was a team that wasn't supposed to be a 6-win team, and he got 6 wins out of them. I think that he kind of, like, you were trying to change the culture, you were trying to change the system, and I think that was kind of what Joe Judge was trying to install in year one. And you saw the people that he brought back, the Logan Ryans that he brought back, and guys like that, like, those are the people that want to buy into his system. And I think that Gettleman was responsible for getting Judge, and that kind of got him a little bit more leeway. But I would say that Gettleman's draft class last year, and I hope this year, if it pans out this year too, then, like, why do you want him out at that point? He's helping build something.
Yeah, and I think obviously I have zero inside knowledge of this, but it does scream because of draft classes in the past. If I do get a sense that this one was a little bit more collaborative between him and Joe Judge.
I agree. And I think Joe Judge wanted that, and it was like coming in the first year, like you get a little bit of say. Then the second year, like this is your system that you got now. Like he's got more of an eye for exactly what he wants, and I think Gettleman obviously does too. Like he works with him; they're working hand in hand. But like I think Judge definitely had a little bit more influence this season, and probably last season too. And that might be why we saw a little bit of a difference in the draft class.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, keeping the positive vibes going. As we said last year, realistically, I mean, it doesn't mean anything because we didn't make the playoffs. But realistically, we were 2 or 3 blown plays away from having a winning record last year. Realistically,
yeah, you could say that. Yeah,
it wasn't the worst. We
should have made the playoffs
season.
If Evan Ingram doesn't drop 2 specific passes, but that's playing like shoulda, woulda, coulda. We didn't do it.
Yeah.
We didn't deserve to be in the playoffs because we didn't win those games. I mean, fuck the Eagles for throwing that game at the end, but we didn't do what we needed to do to get in the game or into the postseason.
No, yeah, I'm not
We
saying
also
that as
won
a way of
fucking
like
6 games.
try to put as they say put glitter on a piece of shit or something, put makeup on a pig.
Sounds
I wasn't
right.
trying to do that. But what I'm saying is that this is a reason for Giants fans
Putting
to be at
ham on
least
a donkey.
positive. We should be positive going into this season. I think we added well in the postseason or preseason.
We trust. We trust in Judge. We trust in Gettleman. We trust in Danny Dimes. They're going to lead us to promised land, guys.
In Dimes we trust. Viva la Dimes! Get your
Viva
t-shirt.
la Dimes.
merch.cbbpod.com. Switching gears to the more rounder shape of football.
I see what you did there.
We're going to go talk about a little bit of West Ham before we get into. So I got a gripe to pay. A bone to pick with a man called Simon Jordan. I'll explain who Simon Jordan is for those who have no idea who Simon Jordan is in a second. But shout out! Did you see the West Ham under 23s played Arsenal yesterday? Did you see that?
I saw. Was it like 5-6-1?
6-1.
Connor Coventry. Whew.
Connor
Pretty
Coventry, Odubeku, Nevers, and a hat-trick from Okoflex. Because I didn't know, I didn't miss the first half because I was just like, when I'm bored at work, I stick YouTube on, and in recommended videos, it was like, oh, West Ham versus Arsenal live stream. I was like, oh, so I stuck that on. It was 1-0 at halftime, and then boom.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what,
Busted the doors down.
if that is what we had to look forward to, I learnt 2 things from watching West Ham under 23s yesterday versus Arsenal. One, West Ham have a very good youth system in place, or at least youth recruitment, whatever it might be. The future is bright. The opposite may be said for Arsenal. So I don't know if you saw any.
Well,
of the
I mean,
highlights.
Arsenal's got a good like senior squad, so like they don't have anything to worry about.
Yeah, but
They're doing pretty well.
Did you see any of the videos of the goals?
I saw Connor Coventry's, and it just was kind of like, what were y'all doing? Like, he just kind of like walked it. Like, it was almost like he thought the play stopped for a second where he was like, why are y'all not moving? And then Connor just like stepped to the side and scored. Like, when he realized that there was no like whistle blowing or anything, but it was almost just like, was this a scrimmage? Oh, no, this was a real game. And they just froze. Everybody froze. Okay.
Because he started to
Not
dart
great
between a couple of them.
defensively.
But then you can see in the video, he pretty much just stops. And he's like,
And then,
is
like,
anyone
dude just
going to
takes
try to
off
tackle
running.
me?
Yeah.
Okay,
What's
whatever.
happening? What are we looking at? Did something happen?
Yeah, look, it's very because I had to source that video several times because each one I saw, I could have sworn they must be playing this in slow motion, but it was just really bad. So,
is Coventry? Is he our best guy on the youth squad? Like, he's probably our most like. Is he our best prospect?
he's probably the most senior of the youth.
He's the next
system,
Rice.
I guess.
Is he our next Rice?
Yeah, but
That's
it
what
feels
that's what
like
I'm
because I mean,
wondering.
obviously it's the youth system, so obviously he got scouted and brought in young. But because of the amount of time, like how long he's been playing for our under 23s, in my brain, I'm like, he must be like 32 by now. He's been there forever.
Yeah, soccer does that to you.
It's, I remember
You
when
you just forget they started playing when they were 16.
yeah.
Like, how old is Messi? Messi has to be in his 40s. No, Messi's like our age.
He's younger than me. He's like 3 years
Right,
younger than
and
me.
it's just like, oh fuck, and he's getting old. Okay, cool.
But I remember going to the London Stadium. I think it might have been the first ever game at London Stadium where we was playing in the Europa League qualifiers or whatever it was. And I can't remember the name of him because he doesn't play for us anymore. But there was some player and it was like, oh, he looks interesting. And I looked up, he's like 15 years old playing professional football. I was like, Jesus,
Like Freddie Adu.
what have I done with my life? He's like,
Right?
he's probably earning more money per week than I do a year, and he's 15. Maybe
Sometimes,
not.
you just weren't blessed with the gift of being good at a sport enough, or good enough at a sport. Or we also didn't have the drive to go do all that shit to get better. So that's on us a little bit, but I'm going to say it's genetics.
Or I could just blame the parents. Way to
That's
go,
it's
mum and
genetics.
dad. You didn't push me.
I didn't
Wow.
want to. Yeah, I didn't want to do that, but I guess you could. You wanna do that.
Some kids get football skill. I get fucking receding hairline. Whatever.
But you did win the lottery, really, Mike, because you ended up in America, the greatest country on earth.
Indeed. And where are they now? Still in England.
Right? So who's the real winner? You showed
Not
them.
Showed them. Take that, Dad. So last week we spoke briefly on the potential takeover of West Ham from PAI or PAI Capital.
Pie.
So today, I don't know if you saw the video.
I did not.
Philip Beard, who is one of the main men at PAI Capitals, went on TalkSport.
Philip Beard?
Philip Beard.
That's a cool name.
It is a good name.
All right. What did he say?
He didn't have a beard though. That was kind of disappointing. So he was interviewed on TalkSport Radio in the UK, and Simon Jordan, who is the previous owner of Crystal Palace, he's like one of the main hosts there. Does their like morning show every weekday, and he was like taking him to town basically. Which I mean, he basically said, in the long and short of it, in this video that I saw, Philip Beard won. So I am all for a takeover at West Ham. However, after watching this, I am less excited because all Philip kept talking about was how they were going to make West Ham's game day experience so much better. They're going to take the London Stadium and improve it and da-da-da-da-da-da.
So, because they're buying the stadium, right?
If they have a deal in place that if they take over West Ham, then they can take control over London Stadium. So, which is all well and good because yes, London Stadium has been an issue for West Ham fans, but if you realistically, I don't think it's the main problem in most. I don't want to speak for any other West Ham fan, but I think in general, it's the case of when we moved, we were playing like dog shit, and so when everything else is going wrong, you're like, and another thing, this fucking stadium's shit. Like,
What is so shitty about the stadium? I get like you're not on top of the game. Like again, I've never been to the London Stadium, but and I've never went to the Bowling Ground either. But like I understand you were closer and all that, but it's like newer is usually cooler, right? Like what else is bad about it other than like you're just not close?
Yeah, I think the problem is it wasn't a new stadium built specifically for football. It's built obviously to host the Olympics, and so when you get inside it. It does have that feeling of, okay, let's try to transform this into a football stadium, but not put too much money into it. Looks very.
It's just
generic. I haven't been in a couple of years, but it did look very half-assed and let's just stick this banner here to cover this up, and so it looked very. Why is it not coming up when I press the button? There it is, Miss West Ham Philly. There's nothing around it. There is, you saucy little liar. But yeah, there's this nice. What do you call it over here in? It's like what do they call? I'm now blanking. It's like a shopping centre, as we call it in the UK. What did you call them over here? Like malls.
That would work.
Shopping mall.
The shopping mall would be like, yeah, I guess.
Which should
shopping mall is like one big building of it. They also have shopping centers where it's a bunch of little shops, but you have to like go to them outside.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so this is kind of it has some restaurants and bars. It's not a very, but yes, the old vendors were left behind.
Like the Rib Man. The Rib Man was left behind.
And we could go into
like
the
the
Rip
Rip Man.
Rip Man's cool as
We should have him
fuck.
on.
We should have him on. He's a cool dude. I've been to. Well, I don't know, I think he's moved into a new location now. But I've been to his old little trailer thing. He made me a nice roll. Gave me some hot sauce for free. What a guy! What a guy! Nothing's bad's gonna be
What
said
a
about
guy.
Mark. But yes, it's definitely not the same.
The
but
team's
anyway,
better
but anyway,
than when
the
we were
point-
leaving.
But the point I was making was that the main problem was obviously the way the team was performing. The first, and you could argue the second season at London Stadium were just piss poor. It was terrible. And so the fact that the London Stadium wasn't up to scratch was a bigger thing. So we've moved to this shitty stadium under promise that we're going to be competing and being awesome. I mean, we're not competing, so why the fuck are we in this shitty stadium? That was basically the whole premise of it. So when this guy, Philip Beard, is saying, hey, we're going to make the stadium awesome, and then the host is saying, okay, yeah, but West Ham fans also want you to take them from where they are now to being consistently 6 and above. And then his response was, well, yeah, that's our goal, but the stadium is going to be blah, blah, blah. And I was like, wait, stop talking about the fucking stadium. Yes, it would be nice to have a nicer stadium.
Right.
But what are you actually going to do about the team? Like the squad, that's the
Just
main
pour
thing.
a fuckload of money in it. All you have to do is say that. Just say, I'm going to fucking spend so much goddamn money. This team, you want a guy, we're getting him. That's what I want to do at West Ham. And everybody's going to, you just got to politician it, just promise them what they want to hear. Tell us that, and I'll be like, I'm all for it.
Because he's one of the people behind. So do you remember the Millennium Dome in London?
No.
Yeah. Okay, so for the turn of the millennium, 1999 to 2000, they built this big fucking dome.
I'm looking it up.
So to celebrate the new, and then after that, they were kind of like, now what do we do with it? And it was just kind of sitting there, wasting away. Until I guess these guys came in, took it over, made it into the O2 Arena, as it's now known in London. And it's like a super cool sports arena with restaurants and bars around it. It's awesome. So now it's kind of like leading me after that interview. And I know it's only like a short.
So was it a
interview.
stadium?
No, it was just kind of like a thing. There
Like
was
a
some
park with
people
a top on it?
Yeah, it was really weird. They did have like a concert there for the New Year and all that, but they had no plans to do anything afterwards. Now it's like a 20,000 seat arena. It looks cool as shit. But now it's like, after knowing that and also watching this, again, granted only a 10-minute interview, it kind of leads me to have that little worry of, do they only want to buy West Ham so they can just do as little as possible with West Ham, but then they can have London Stadium on their books, and that's a great bit of real estate and blah, 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 blah. It's like they're too much focused on the stadium, which worries me a little bit.
Like, what are they going to do with the stadium that's going to make it like, I mean, regardless if you make the stadium look cool and you fix up the stadium and stuff, like, you're going to, if you have a shit product on the field, you're going to have people that are pissed anyways. Like, you might as well, like, make a solid squad or maintain a solid squad on the field so people are going to have more reason to go to the games, and then you can make slides and fucking all the fun shit you want to add to the goddamn stadium if you want to do that. But, like, yeah, put the money into the team.
Adrian chimes in with, it's a rock and a hard place. These guys sound like idiots, but GSB loaned money to the club and charged interest. It seems like both lie about caring. Yeah, but I will say in slight defense of GSB is that they're not the only owners who have loaned their own club money and charged interest. I think that they maybe have a slightly higher rate than most, but they're not the only ones to do that. That's the last of my worries about them. But yes, it does now seem kind of like, what the fuck do I don't know. But anyway.
And are we going to get Lingard? Speaking of, like, the owners and spending right now, like, Lingard, I saw something that, like, I saw Darren Randolph tweeted and told him to come to Rush Green. That he was like, I'll see you at Rush Green soon, winky face emoji. And, like, I don't know if he was just fucking around. And then I saw that Lingard supposedly wants out, or he wants, like, to come to West Ham, and it might be an agent thing. Like, have you heard anything from it?
No, I did. I know a lot of people were making big.
That was my
Siri.
watch. But I guess somehow thought I was talking to it.
Siri, pipe down. I did see I don't know, a lot of people making noise about, if you go on PremierLeague.com and search for Jesse Lingard, it lists him currently as a West Ham player on loan again. I'm sure that must be just a glitch or something.
Maybe.
But yeah,
Maybe.
I don't know. But there is a lot of going on. Apparently, Man United may be coming down because they wanted 35 million, but now it looks like they may be willing to go down a little bit. So I don't think it's over with. But as much as I would love Jesse Lingard to come to West Ham, we still need a striker. Like I'm worried that if Jesse Lingard does come back to West Ham, then that's gonna be it. Here you go, fans. Look, you wanted Jesse. We gave you Jesse. Aren't we great? Mm-hmm. Now go back to bed. That's kind of.
But also, they're like, we're in fucking Europe. Let's do this.
Oh,
we
yeah.
got to the weekend?
Yeah, I'm going to take him. No. I think it's till the end of the month.
One more week? Okay.
About 2 more weeks, maybe. But another interesting point, where I'm going to just point out the hypocrisy of Mr. Simon Jordan, where he said, and I wrote this down because I didn't want to be one of those guys who like, oh, I heard this guy said this, I heard the guy said that, and I'm going to
usually what I do.
So I listened to the clips, and I even wrote down verbatim what this man said, and it kind of annoyed. So on Philip Beard,
This guy looks like a douche.
but yeah, Pire Capital's takeover, or because he's basically saying we offered this money to David Gold, and now he's changing the goalpost or moving the goalpost. He wants more money, blah blah blah, and that's what his concern is. So this is what Simon Jordan said about that. But it's their business. If you knock on the door and you say, I want to buy your business or your house for X, Y, Z, and they say no, and we want more than that, you can't sit in the public domain crying foul because you don't like the fact that they want to get more money for their business. That's up to them. That's what he said, which I don't disagree with. If it's their business, they set the price, right? That's what Simon's saying. It's their business, they set the selling price. If you don't like it, tough shit. He then turned around, not in the same bit, but he then said about Declan Rice, being worth £100 million. He said it's nonsense. West Ham are the only people in the room regarding him as a £100 million player, and nobody else does. If he was really a $100 million player, people would be bidding for him. So he has just totally contradicted himself. So by saying, hey, it's their club, it's their business, they set the price tag. If you don't like it, tough shit. But then he's going around, oh, it's ridiculous that they're saying that they want this much money for this player. He's not. No, I know we did it last year. We're going to have to do it fucking again. West Ham saying they want 100 million for Declan Rice isn't West Ham saying Declan Rice is worth 100 million. What that is saying is, we don't want to fucking sell him, so if we are going to sell him, we want to make a fuck ton of money on it. That's basically what it is. So it's a win-win. Hey, worst case scenario, no one bids. Well, we didn't want anyone to bid for him anyway. Like, it's just breaks.
Right.
Like, you see people on Twitter like, well, he should be only worth this. There's nowhere that says any club has to offer their player at a fair price.
Yeah, you set the bidding. If you want to set the market somewhere where nobody's going to touch it, that's on you. If you put your house up for sale and you want $1 jillion for it, and it's a tiny little shack, and it's not in New Jersey or New York like where you live, then people are going to be like, yeah, it's a little too expensive for me. And then you're going to either have to come down or it's your house. Like, that's how it works. This is the exact same thing.
No, I mean, it is and it isn't. Like, what the same is almost in Simon Jordan's exact point that he was making. It's like someone just cold calling, knocking on your door and saying, hey, I want to buy your house. And it's worth $500,000. You're going to be like, I don't want to sell my house.
Yeah, no.
No, but I want to buy your house. All right, fine. Give me a fucking $1 million for it then.
Yeah,
that's not what it's worth. Well, I didn't want to fucking sell it. Fuck off.
Yeah, no, I completely get it. It's the kid that's trying to trade your lunch at school. And he's like, hey, for your brownie, I'll give you this sandwich my mom made, and you can also have my celery sticks. And you're like, no. And you're like, okay, well, what about my carrots? And you're like, I don't even want any of those things. Like, I don't care. No.
I'm happy with my lunch.
Yeah.
Fuck.
My lunch is fine.
But last comparison, it'd be like going
we're just gonna make comparisons.
Keep fucking going. It's like going to a store and wanting some Beats by Dre, and the price tag is there, I don't know, $200, and you're like, wow, I've seen how much they cost to make. I'll give you 20 for them. They don't have to give you a fair price. They set the price. If you don't like it, you don't buy them.
So fuck off.
Fuck off Chelsea. Fuck off Man United. Or give us 100 million. That's it. End off.
Simon Jordan, fuck off.
And Simon Jordan, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, you know, this is an anti-Simon Jordan podcast.
It is now. You pissed me off
Fuck you,
today.
Simon Jordan. If you're listening, fuck you.
I'm gonna write his name in the because maybe him and Arlo White both search their own names.
Well, Arlo's like our boy now, so like, I mean, it's like it's a weird relationship. I think it's more like a, you know, like a enemies, but like we respect each other now.
Like I make fun of him, but he's on Ted Lasso, so
right.
Cool. He's cool. It's a truce, Arlo. Come on to the show.
Now.
Come on to the show.
And he does say crikey.
I think he, even though he commentates for Peacock and NBC, I think he's based in the UK, right? So maybe it'd be a bit late for him to come on. I don't know.
So we figured out we could record another time, another day, and just throw it in here.
The ball is in your court.
Boom.
I feel good. Exercise some demons there. Speaking of segue, exercising some demons. For the second year running, West Ham United played Newcastle in the opening day of the season. Last year, we lost. This year,
Not so fast, buddy. Not so fast. It didn't happen that way. Nice shirt, Mr. Fish.
Thanks, Nate. For those listening to this podcast, why aren't you watching it? Because you're missing out on a fucking sick shirt that I'm wearing right now. And spoiler alert, when I record my other podcast later tonight, I'm going to have a wardrobe change because that gets released tomorrow and I don't want to look like I'm wearing the same shirt 2 days running.
Well, but you are wearing the same shirt the same day you're doing it.
Yeah, but I mean, it gets released. This one's released live. We're live.
Yeah, and that comes out tomorrow.
We'll do it live.
We're live, right? So, whereas that comes out tomorrow. So, someone, I don't think there's much crossing of the audience there, but just in case, I don't want people think, gee, you wore that shirt yesterday, the dirty bastard.
Okay, I got you.
You know what I mean?
I feel
It's
you.
like that. It's like, I mean, you don't really record 2 podcasts in the same day, do you? Like, because if you were to do this live, the next podcast you're probably going to do maybe is Past Gravy Bro live, and so it's the same day, so it doesn't really matter to you.
Yeah, I post. Yeah, you'll see the photos of them from the same day.
Also, right, okay, let's start plugging another podcast before we get into the West Ham game, because now it's on my mind. I had to ask you this question. So you do Past the Gravy Bro, which is still going on. The Big Brother.
Big Brother is still going on. Yeah.
Recap show. So I've noticed. So how do you logistically? Maybe this is again behind the Actors Guild or whatever the fuck it was called, behind the actors screen.
Inside the actor's studio, I think.
Inside the actor's studio. I was going to get there eventually. His name's Dave Gettleman. I remember. Don't say I don't. So I see when you go live on Facebook, you kind of just start chilling out for like 2 minutes before you actually quote unquote start the show. What's that about?
Well, I want to go share it on all my social feeds and everything too. So that's what I'm just kind of doing, and just kind of fill the time until then.
But even though I know you do it every single time you go live, and I'm kind of watching you just kind of chatting to Emma and whatever, I feel like I'm like, should I be watching this? This is weird. I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, like when you watch our show, you have the countdown video, but I do it over a different like site, and it's just faster to just be like, boom, we're live, done. And so I do it that way, and that just kind of like it gives me like a minute or whatever. We kind of just shoot the shit, and then we're like, all right, let's start the episode now. Did you watch Big Brother last week? No, you didn't. You didn't. You seemed like you might. You can do it and drink. That's the best part of it.
What was I doing last Thursday? Because it was Thursday. I said, Thursday I said I was going to binge watch, and then I just didn't. So there must have been a reason.
Well, now you have to. So
maybe there's only what 5 weeks to catch up on.
Like, yeah, only 5.
Easy.
Yeah,
What is it?
not
3
too bad.
episodes a week?
Like 15 shows. You can burn right through them.
And how long are they?
Like 40 minutes. 45 minutes, whatever.
So
You'll like it so much. You'll be like, wow, I can't believe I burned through it and I'm caught up already.
But now I feel like if I am going to start watching it, then my instinct is going to be to text you. And then I'm going to get in that situation where I'm going to be like, oh my god, this person is awesome. And you're going to be sitting there knowing, wait till he gets
Like,
to
this
10
guy,
episodes
you
in.
just
Oh,
wait. Boy, oh boy.
you're going to hate this guy.
See, but what a fun experience that would be.
We'll grow as people together.
Mhm.
But yes, before we move on to the West Ham talk, although we have been talking to West Ham, make sure you check out Pass the Gravy Bro if you watch Big Brother. Even if you don't watch Big Brother, watch Big Brother. Catch
probably
up
should
with
watch
me.
Big Brother
We
if
could do it
you
together
understand it.
as an audience. We can binge watch Big Brother and then catch up on Pass the Gravy
It
Bro.
won't make a lot of sense if you don't watch Big Brother, for most of it at least. You won't understand a lot of the people we're talking about.
No, but so here's what I've been doing. Right.
All right.
So whenever I watch Pass the Gravy Bro, because even though I have no idea what's going on, I kind of what I do is this is my trick, right? Just to get me in the character.
Uh-huh.
So there's a screen that I'm watching it on.
Right.
So what I do is just kind of sit like this,
Mm-hmm.
and makes me feel like I'm at like a bar, and there's some gossip going on over there. So
Okay.
even though I don't know who they're talking about, it's oh shit, what the fuck is going on? What are they doing?
Dude, no, not Kylan. Kylan wouldn't say that.
fucking
About
hilarious.
Derek F? Kylan and Derek F said that? Oh, no,
Jesus.
Brittany's going to be so mad.
So yeah, kind of that's the way
Yeah.
I watch it. It's good. It's fun.
I
but
appreciate
that-
you watching it, despite not watching the show.
That's if I remember, Tuesday, Thursday,
Every
Sunday.
Sunday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Where did I get Tuesday from? No, this is Tuesday.
This is
Wednesday,
Tuesday.
Thursday, Sunday.
Mhm.
On live on Facebook, and then obviously
You
Is
can listen
it-
to it wherever you listen to podcasts.
And I know I've asked this before. It's Pass the Gravy Bro independently, or is it put on the Pass the Gravy feed?
It's Pass the Gravy Bro. Just search Pass the Gravy Bro, and
Pass
you'll
the
be
Gravy
good on
Bro.
that.
So if you like Big Brother and you watch it, Adrian, isn't
Geordie
Thursday Geordie Shore Day? Is Geordie Shore still a thing?
I don't think so.
And it's not the same as Big Brother. I think the UK version of Big Brother is just called Big Brother.
Yeah.
But there you go. There's me, Captain Buzzkill. But then also every Wednesday, Pass the Gravy, the Daddyable podcasts. Do
That's
I
the
dare
big one.
ask what you have coming up this week? Have you got anything planned, or are you just going to wing it?
We're going to talk about Tim Tebow. We're going to talk about the Taliban. They're back this week. Yeah.
It's
I don't know if you've
please.
heard.
No, okay.
I don't know if you've heard,
So-
but the Taliban, they're back,
Wait.
and we're going to be a
Wait,
very
wait,
anti-Taliban podcast.
I'm going to have to cut off your... well, they like to cut... Anyway, no, that's not going to be a good segue. Cut you off. So if you haven't listened to Pass the Gravy, they have... The opening two segment, or the second segment is called The Comeback Kid, where they talk about what's back in the news, and it's blah, blah, blah. And then before that, hilariously, they have the pre-comeback segment, or the pre-cum
segment. Get it?
Please. I know. I don't know if I want this to be sport, but please tell me that the Taliban is not a comeback kid this week.
Oh, Taliban's a comeback kid.
Ah! I love it and I
it's
hate it
back.
at the same
They're
time.
back in the news. We're not for it. I wish it wasn't, but it is. We gotta talk about it.
Think about the
We hit the
Taliban.
hard-hitting
They never
things
give
of
up.
Religion. We remind people to vote, and we talk about the Taliban sometimes when we have to. I don't like to. The only time I like to talk about the Taliban was when I'm singing a Toby Keith song.
Well, there you go. So if you want to listen to the podcast that talks about Tim Tebow and the Taliban, is this like...
And
This
Muhammad
week's
Ali's
episode-
grandson,
Does his name begin with T?
who? Muhammad Ali's grandson?
Yeah.
It's
his
some
name Trevor?
Ali Willis. No.
Oh, that could have been like where you like this week's episode of Pass the Gravy is brought to you by the letter T. Taliban. Tim Tebow. Get some Sesame Street
No.
vibes going. No. Just throw that out there. Just throw that out there.
Okay, I'll think about it.
Think about it.
But check that
Ne-
out. You listen to it wherever you listen to podcasts.
Now, after hearing that, my other podcast, Waffle Box, which you can listen to at waffleboxpod.com, it's very subtle, quite honest. We're talking about some 30-year-old wedding cake that was sold at auction. You know, Princess Diana.
I've heard of her.
Someone who went to their wedding had some of the cake,
Held
kept
on
it.
to it.
for 30 years and sold it.
It's a lot of money. I bet she could get out of that, or they could get. I'm assuming. Actually, I don't know. It's probably a dude that did it, huh?
It's a woman. It was a woman.
Oh,
Named
it was a
Moira.
woman. Okay.
Moira.
It sounds like a Moira kind of thing to do.
And also, among other things, I'm reacting.
Never
to
met a good Moira.
IHOP is going to be selling alcohol.
Oh, nice.
Did you not know that?
I actually heard that. I wasn't sure it was true or not, but yeah, it seems maybe not the best place. I'll let y'all get into that though.
Actually, no, you have not, because I think I've heard your reaction to that. I think that story.
Yeah,
Was it mentioned maybe on the Rob Ryan show?
on the Ryan show. Yeah.
That's probably where I heard it from. Okay, because I'm pretty sure I heard you. Did I speak to him about this or no? So that's the problem with fucking listening to you.
You never
8
know where I
times
am.
a week.
You never know.
I have no idea. Like, did I?
It all
did you
blends
say that to
in.
me?
And then I have
Damn.
like when I hang out with friends and stuff, I'll start saying something I was talking about on a podcast or whatever, and some of them are just like, "Yeah, dude, I listened to your podcast. You already did this bit," and I was like, "Okay, well, dude, I don't know if I'm hanging out with you and I'm talking about something I've already talked. Like, I'm sorry.
Because then you don't want to come across as a dick by be saying, "Hey, before we hang out, I just want to like, did you tune into my
Yeah,
podcast?"
no, I hate doing that because I just assume that all my friends don't because they talk to me regularly, you know.
Yeah. But anyway, so West Ham. So yeah, check out Pasta Gravy and Waffle Box. Coming out, new episodes tomorrow, wherever you listen to podcasts. So before let's wrap the show up with an epic West Ham win. So did you wake up nice and early at 8 a.m. Central Time to watch this bad boy?
Yeah, I was at the bar. Shout out to Nick's Place off of Rocky Ridge Road for opening early for us. They opened us. They opened up like the bar stools and stuff were still stacked, and they didn't even have the kitchen going. They just opened for us so we could go in there, open it up for the Bayou Ironworks, and boy, I'm glad they did because it was one hell of a game. Very frustrating in the beginning.
I was
and
gonna say,
then,
did you have that
much more
feeling?
exciting at the end?
So obviously, very quickly after 4 minutes was 1-0 down. Did you, like I did, and thanks to the beauty of time zones, I had an hour extra sleep than you.
True.
Did you? Wait, Jesus Christ! I'm blowing up right now, Alex, on the live stream. If you aren't joining us live, Nate, IHOP selling alcohol. Is that to keep the hangover away in the morning, just to keep drinking? Probably a bit of both, to be honest. Adrian, Alex is the content king of Houston. No, he's not. He's the content king of America.
Yeah, I like that.
And then Alex, I gotta start waking up early and meet y'all up.
Dude,
I'm
Alex,
gonna assume-
what's up, bro? Yeah, come watch us, or come watch with us, dude. We got a Monday game this week, but then next weekend game,
Yeah, don't
come out
watch
there
them.
and watch.
Watch with them.
Watch with us. We can drink a couple beers. It's awesome because they have really good breakfast at the bar we go to. Shout out Nick's Place again. But like you get you're eating bacon and eggs and hash browns and drinking some beers, maybe having a Bloody Mary if you went out the night before. And it's you're just watching West Ham, dude. Nothing better.
But yeah, so after 5 minutes, 1-0 down, total shit show, and then we come back with our first goal. That was very confusing.
Yes,
Because-
the offside or not offside or who touched it or what, like all of that.
Because I don't think anyone knew. Because yeah, so it was, I think everyone thought Bowen scored the goal, and then as soon as he scored the
They
goal,
showed Bowen on the TV. They showed Bowen on the TV running off.
but because of where he was, I instantly, because you're in a bar, it's a different atmosphere, and blah, blah, but I was like, dickhead, like why has he done that? Because he's offside. It's clearly offside. But then when they showed the replay, he was already in the goal when he touched the ball or something like that. And so I was like, oh shit, brilliant. That's Souček's goal. And then everyone's just going, hey, Cresswell scored. What is going on?
But if Souček had touched it, it would have also been offsides, I think.
I think so. I think it would have been, yes.
Because Souček tried to. Souček was trying to put a foot on it. He just completely missed. And if he had touched it, if he had made put a foot on it, then that's not a goal. That's offsides at that point. But Cresswell, because Souček didn't get a foot on it, it goes in the net anyways, and it's a goal.
But isn't that the most West Ham thing ever? In that everyone's just crying out, we're starting the season, we've only got one striker, we need more strikers, and then our left back scores our first goal of the season. That's brilliant.
Hey, that's the most. Yeah, that's how West Ham rolls, bro.
And then second goal was, okay, spoiler alert, we went 2-1 down, blah blah blah, doesn't matter. And then our boy, Mr. Onion Volcano himself.
Onion Volcano time, dude.
Boom.
He's scored in consecutive games. If you want to keep track from last season, because the final game of last season, he scored his first goal of the year. He's already equaled his goal total from last year, and I would say that puts you on a hot streak. That's 2 straight games. Maybe they're different seasons, even though there's only been 1 game this season. Last regular season game he played, he scored. He's hot. He was fucking shit up in the preseason. He was dominating, and I think maybe old Moisey talked to the boys and was like, hey, we aren't getting the funding for another striker right now. You want to take over and do a little bit of that goal scoring, bro? It'd be pretty awesome if you and Bowen could kind of step up here, give us a couple goals, and I think both of them seem like they listened.
And I don't actually know who got it in the end, but was he classed as? Was he given awarded man of the match? Because Ben Wright, he played amazing that game.
I don't know. I did not pay attention to that. I was just so happy we won. But like, what was awesome, it was like that was the instinct I would assume as a non-professional soccer player. Although I am still a free agent, an MLS free agent. If any MLS team is listening and would like to have me out for a tryout, I gotcha. I would assume like the beauty of like the header is you want to use it and just put it right in the back of the net like that. He bounces it down, throws the keeper off a little bit, and that's how it went. And pretty awesome to see Benny getting a goal on opening day.
Before we get into the next ones, Adrian wants to know, how's the spaghetti at Nick's place?
Spaghetti's always dope. Everything at Nick's is dope.
And Alex O just wants to sing "Blowing Bubbles" with you boys.
Dude, we'll sing it. Nick's place. Come to Nick's place next week. Next game we have on a weekend. Look at the West Ham schedule. We'll figure it out. Every game at a 6 a.m. game, they're there.
The way he says it, I just want to sing "Blowing Bubbles." It's like, as soon as that's over, right? See you later, guys.
All right, I'm out.
I'm out. Going back to bed. And then after that, it was all West Ham. All West Ham. Floodgates opened. We got the penalty, and if someone spoiled it by saying, "Hey, West Ham get a penalty," but then they missed the penalty, but then they get it on the rebound. Was there anyone you wouldn't guess would have done that? Then fucking bolt in there, Mr. Souček, with his head or his foot.
Right. Yeah, dude. And it was like, I was really bummed at first because it felt like Antonio needed something to kind of, spark him. He didn't seem on really that entire game. I felt like Antonio's kind of hot or cold, and I felt like this was one of those games where he was cold. And just he had opportunities, I felt like, throughout the game that he just didn't capitalize on, and he just was kind of fucking up, if we're being honest. And I was like, all right, well, Michael's going to get is it Michael still, or is it Mikhail? Mikhail, okay. So Mikhail I was like, he's gonna get a goal, like that'd be awesome. And then he fucking whiffs on it, just hits it right to the keeper, and Souček comes in there and just like there's that like fuck, and then right away Souček takes that away. And don't worry, we got you guys. That happened. I think Lingard had that happen last year, but Lingard I think put it in the back of the net anyway.
I think he got his own rebound.
Got his own rebound, but Souček of course was going 100 miles an hour down there, and nobody was gonna get that. But him,
shout out.
That was just kind of like we got this. At that, you felt like, because I think that was when we went up. Was that to put us up
3-2? That was 3-2.
Yeah, that was to give us the lead. And at that point, I was like, I think like when you feel like you just broke a team. Like I felt like that was like you could just see that Newcastle was like, God damn it, all right. Like we stopped it. We had all that momentum. There's so much of a momentum shift if you can get the stop right there and then just It just fucking sucks to be a keeper in a penalty shot situation like that. Just
or does
you really.
it? Because then
It
it's
does,
like,
'cause
you're
just
not
kinda
expected to
guessing,
save it.
But then,
so-
like, even when you do save it, it's a goal sometimes. Like, that's what fucking sucks.
But my worry was I thought he was going to get disallowed for encroachment because of how fast Suchek was. I was like, he
But then you
must
look,
have
and he
been.
didn't do anything.
No, it was very legal. It was very.
We
I was
were
like, how,
VAR
how
was our
fast?
friend. We followed VAR to like what do y'all use, centimeters over there? Like in America we use inches. I don't know. It's like the centimeter mark, like right to the edge. We were that close on so many things like that. It felt like that. Very rare that VAR goes our way. Obviously, it's not a Mike Dean or John Kavanaugh or whatever his name is.
Game.
Chris Kavanaugh, whatever, fucking Kavanaugh officiated game.
But no, I was like, yeah, he was very legal. But I was just how fast he got off there. I was like, he must have been.
I love our Czech king. Our Czech kings. Sufal also had a great game. Everybody kind of like stepped up. I thought Dawson struggled. Dawson didn't look great. Was not really pleased with him. I mean, they kind of came.
Rice get some stick. I thought maybe he had a quiet or maybe not a great.
But
His best
Rice was
first 30
efficient.
minutes. No,
Rice was
his first.
efficient, dude.
I thought if you had to pick someone out first 30 minutes, maybe he wasn't on his best. But I thought majority of the game, I thought he was fantastic.
I think he had one unsuccessful pass. He had like 3 interceptions.
I think
was
what makes
dominant.
it worse is that
He's just so good when he's not good. You're just like, what the fuck, Rice?
when the guy went round him for the first goal, I think that's what. But other than that, I thought he was.
Yeah, okay, I get that.
Everyone makes a mistake. Everyone, whatever.
And fucking Callum Wilson, I hate him.
He does have one of those faces.
And he just always scores against us. Fuck him.
And then we got, not to get off topic slightly, but then we got Lukaku coming back to the Premier League. That's gonna be fun against Chelsea.
Don't like that. It's not fair. West Ham's like out here grinding, and everybody's like, we're just gonna get the best of everybody. Like Manchester City, fuck you. And then you're gonna go ahead and get Kane too. Grealish though, can we talk quickly before we keep going about that? Hey, fun fact about Jack Grealish. Did you know that he has more yellow cards than he does goals in his Manchester City career?
And he has more
That's fun
yellow
fact.
cards than the entire West Ham United squad this year.
Oh, well, how about that?
West Ham did not get a single yellow card in that game.
And Jack Grealish is kind of just a little baby back bitch. Like that
Oh, he
guy is the worst. He then slid. I think when he got yellow carded, he was like trying to jerk the guy up, like trying to yank the dude up. Like, come on, let's go. Come on. I was like, oh my god, are you that guy? You're being that guy now, Mister. I'm just gonna cry and grab my headband and just like roll around for 45 minutes. Because I mean, I fucking hate Tottenham, but I think Dele Alli at one point just like pulled him up, like, let's go. Stop. Just stop laying down. Get up. And
That's the
then,
power of Jack Grealish. In that I was actually, by the end of it, I was really enjoying Tottenham beating
Right?
them.
I wasn't
I was-
mad that they. Yeah, I wasn't mad as much as I should have been, but just I thought it was like, yeah, dude, fuck Jack Grealish. I hate him so much, and it's like I didn't always hate City. I just kind of like City was just like they were there, but now
I
it's like
think
I hate City because Jack Grealish is on there.
Normally, I was actually quite fond of City, but he's just a toxic person. I don't like him at all.
He's the worst. Fuck him.
And I think I mentioned it either in one of our Euro conversations or something. Where what annoys me about him, because where some people say, oh, he's a smart player because he goes down at the right time to get the fouls.
He goes
blah,
down
blah,
it every
blah.
time. That's the only reason. Like,
But
that's the only thing you can say about that.
But that's okay. Let's put that's one. Let's say okay, fine. He's very smart and he gets the fouls and blah 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 blah. But then what's annoying me is that 5 minutes later he'll go in for a strong tackle and like he'll cry that he got a foul against him. It's like, the guy did what you just did 5
He'll
minutes
stomp
ago.
on somebody's foot, yeah, and then just, oh, well, I didn't do that. What are you talking about? Like, dude, we're looking at it over and over. I just fucking, I hate that guy.
Can't stand him. Fuck you,
He's
Jake.
the worst. And so this was kind of talked about a little bit. I didn't know this was kind of like told to the officials or like they're working on this. At least that's what they were saying over the broadcast that I was watching. Where this season they're kind of like trying to like, if you're down, like we're not gonna just stop the play for everybody that falls down like that. Like instead of like trying to discourage those. I know you can get a card for simulating, but there were a couple of times where like Grealish just went down and the official just did nothing. Like he was just like, what? How are you? And it was like, nah, well, tight, dude. Now they got an odd man break, and that's on you, bud.
Yeah, I did
so,
say
like,
that. The referee was fantastic that game.
And they just kind of let him play. And then I also look back at the West Ham game to try and kind of tie it back in there. The Fornals penalty, I don't think is a penalty if Jack Grealish had that happen to him. Because the second, like what you saw with Fornals and that penalty that we then missed and then made because of the Suchek goal, Fornals was running with the ball, stops, keeps moving, and then gets taken down and then still tries to shoot.
He tries to get back up
on
again,
a knee, tried to shoot it. And Grealish, the second he felt anybody behind him, would have gone down, slid into the net or whatever the fuck, and then just acted like he was assassinated. I think that they like this. If that's what they're focusing on this year, Fornals playing through it and not being a little bitch. That's how you get that. Like, I don't want us to just rely on getting penalties. I'll take penalties when we can get them, but like Fornals was actually like he wasn't just trying to simulate anything.
Yeah, he wasn't going for the penalty.
Playing through, and that's I hope something that we see a little bit change more this year. Where it was funny a couple of times where Grealish goes down grabbing his ankle or whatever he was pretending he injured, and you just see the play keep going by. And I was like, oh, he thought he was gonna get a free kick out of that. It sucks, dude.
One of my most enjoyable moments in any football game is when you see someone going down like they've been shot, but then the play continues and you can almost see them on the floor, like looking up. Oh, did I not get that? Okay, and then I'm fine now.
Sometimes they do the half limp for like 3 steps, like the.
Now I'm good.
Okay, back on full speed.
I worked it out.
That healed fast.
But yeah, I think you're right. I think if Fornals goes down crying like a baby, I think the referee. Because there was a moment, the referee took his time. I think if Fornals goes down,
at it.
And he's like,
I think we need more of that. I think we need more of that as opposed to just like, is that a penalty? Some of them are pretty obvious, but he had pointed to the spot already, and then I thought like when we looked at the replay, I was like, Fornals goes down like Jack Grealish would have. That maybe gets waved off as like, hey, it was just he's going for the ball. I mean, because and also I think we need to just start like after you cry wolf at a certain point, be like, unless it's like super severe. I'm just gonna kind of let a couple slide. Like that's how I would want to be as an official. Like, all right, you know what? Fuck you, dude. I'm not stupid.
I think it stems from because everyone at the Euros, one of the main things was people was commending the referees for allowing the play to continue. Mm-hmm. So I think whoever.
Do you think the Premier League refs saw that? Like, what if we were good this year?
I think someone must have put
that seemed like people enjoyed
do that.
Good officiating. Let's try and do it right. Oh, okay. Maybe we're going to go this year.
The best way, the easiest way to stamp out diving and showboating or whatever is to either give them a yellow card if they do it, or just ignore them. Treat them like children.
And I like
if you
that.
Ignore them, they'll stop crying.
Stop the game all the time. Like they want the game to stop anyways. Although it is funny when I've seen it happen a couple of times where somebody get a card for simulating, and they're like, all right, nope, we're actually coming to you, buddy. Like that's always funny, but it is funny to just watch. Like you assume that like. They're going to stop it whenever, and Grealish thought he was a superstar, and it didn't work.
But yeah, I bet week 2, there's a lot less of that going on. I think there'll be a lot less.
I hope so.
Oh, he touched my arm.
Aside of that, he wasn't really good for much in that game.
And then let's wrap this up. The game. Who scored the 4th? Antonio scored a goal.
4 goals,
finally.
4 different guys. I like that. That's a team that's gonna fuck some shit up. And I was talking to somebody at the bar about this. Not to cut you off. I apologize. But we were talking about this on Sunday, where like West Ham didn't have anybody really like led the league in goals or was up there towards the top, but we did have a bunch of guys that had like 8 goals. Like we had a bunch of goal scorers. And right. I understand when you don't really have a striker, like a superstar striker, like that's going to happen. But I like that. Like I like that about our team a little bit more. It's kind of like that way, like, if you lose one guy or somebody has to move around or whatever, like that's not going to be a huge damper on your team. Obviously, Jesse Lingard added a bunch of goals, so that would be awesome to have him back.
I think
he'd probably lead the way.
Getting like 10 or something last year.
Yeah, 10 or 11, I think. But I think him and Antonio, I think, had the same, or maybe Suchek just edged him out. But I like that we have everybody's able to score, and I like that we're a very versatile team a little bit. Like we struggled in the first half, man. That first half was not pretty, and then we kind of like it was like we found our footing a little bit.
Yeah, I think it was more of the same than what we got last year, where sometimes we got caught off early in the game. It was almost like we still need that first 5-10 minutes to wake up almost. It's like, oh shit, the game started.
Yeah, I don't like
and
that.
Once we kind of get into a groove, we are a lot better. But shout out to Antonio. Now the joint lead Premier League goal scorer for West Ham United. Him and Paolo Di Canio.
That was what I was thinking.
Both. So next goal, he's like in the history books, legendary, which hopefully is going to come next week on Monday against Leicester City.
Leicester.
How do you think that one's going to go? Because that is, let me double check. I think it is, but double check. It is at home. Obviously, they beat Wolves 1-0 in a tight game. How do you think this is going to go? Because before we make the predictions, shout out, because I mean, obviously we both got the scoreline wrong. You said 2-0, I said 2-1. No, it was the other way around. You said 2-1, I said 2-0. But you said Ben Rama and Suchik to score. I said Antonio and Ben Rama to score. All of them scored, so we are geniuses.
We're savants, basically, is what we're saying.
Yeah. So how do you see the Leicester game going?
So the same way where I kind of felt going into the Newcastle game, I think Newcastle's obviously not as good of a team as Leicester is. Just where we lost, they did the double against us last year. We did the double against Leicester last year. That makes me a little bit nervous that they're going to have a little something extra coming out after us. I think Leicester's a good team. I also think that they're beatable, and I think that as we were able to do last year, we do match up pretty well with the Leicester squad. So if we don't have what can't happen is what happened at the Newcastle game where we let them get a lead like that. If we can't let them get out to a lead. If we can take charge, I don't want a 3-0 lead right away because we had a habit of blowing those last year. Maybe we get a nice 2-0 lead at half. We can add a third, going into the second half or something like that. I just don't give up the lead right away. Don't do the same thing we started out the game with Newcastle. But I felt like we did match up with them well. I'm just being back at home with the fans. That seems like a pretty solid thing. So maybe that inspires us a little bit. I also think we're a team that's good, and I think we're a team that's good that doesn't really we still don't get the respect. Like us being at the top 4. I was definitely doing a little trolling after that because of the goal differential. But it was one of these is not like the others, and I was like, hey. Do you fucking top 6 last year, bitch? Fuck you. We're a team that I think could be a top 6 team. We could be a top 6 team again, and if we got to have that mentality. And I think that these guys are kind of like the Sucheks and Antonio now. It kind of seems like he's picking it up too. And I think Ben Rama seems like he's playing like a man on fire right now. And
I said it. I called it. Once he scores his goal,
once you get that volcano going, you can't stop it, dude. You can't stop it. You can't stop it until they're bringing you the ice cream and handing you the check at Ben Rama's. But Benny Rama's would be, I guess, would have worked out better. But I think that you got to beat these teams. You got to beat the Leicesters. You got to steal a couple against a Man United, a Man City. You got to do what we did last year. And I think that they show up, and I think they play pretty fucking well. I feel like I'm gonna be positive vibes only. I don't fucking care. I'm gonna say it's gonna be 2-1 us, or it's gonna be a 1-1 draw. I'll go 2-1 us.
Yeah, you can't.
Benny scores.
Bets here.
Benny scores, and Suchek scores also.
So you just basically repeating what you did last week.
Pretty much, it worked last week.
I'm gonna go 3-1, West Ham.
Oh.
Benny adds again. Antonio scores because he's gonna be gunning for that to be the lead goal scorer. He's gonna be giving everything. And then the third goal is going to be Bowen. Bowen's gonna get a goal.
I like it.
So yeah, it's guaranteed. We said it. We put it in the universe. It's gonna happen.
It's done.
But yeah, what a week! What a week! And then
let's have another positive one going into this, you know.
And then I believe at some point this week we have another Giants preseason game. But who are we playing next? On Saturday we're playing the Browns. Whatever.
Odell Beckham. I don't know if anybody's going to see the field. I have no idea who's going to play on our team, but whatever.
The moment I was excited. Giants football back. Woo! And then very instant. Free. I don't give a shit.
I don't know this guy. Yeah.
Wake me up to. What is it? Wake me up when September
August
starts.
Right. Okay.
Or,
I get
both
you.
versions are good. Both versions are good.
I like it.
But yeah, I think that wraps it up nicely in a nice little bow. West Ham crushing it. Let's continue to crush it. Make sure if you are watching this on, let's have a quick look at the live. Holy shit, we have someone there. We have people, Twitch. If you're on Twitch, hit the follow button. If you're on Facebook, I know someone's watching on Facebook, hit the follow button and all that bullshit. Share it. Why not? Get your friends involved. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe and hit the little bell icon because it's fun to hit a little bell. If you want to follow us at Mr. Mike Fish, at Alex J. Middleton. If you want to buy some shit, go to merch.cbbpod.com, which you can buy the shirt that Alex is wearing right now.
Yeah. Stop. Hammer's time. It's our time now, guys. Let everybody know.
But yeah, before obviously, yes, last time to plug it. Make sure you do listen to the new episode of Pasta Gravy tomorrow, new episode of Waffle Box tomorrow, and then make sure you're back here live at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 o'clock Central next Tuesday. Until then,
Seahorses forever.
gotta keep that going. Until then, see you next Tuesday. Come on, you Irons.